on Amateur Kitchen, I am making corned beef and cabbage rolls. Now these rolls are kind of a little bit of a twist on a Rueben sandwich with the corned beef and the cheese, but rather than using sauerkraut, I'm actually going to use some cabbage. And this is going to keep up our Irish theme for St. Patrick's Day, which is right around the corner. As you can tell, Miss Maria is not with us today. She's just having a little bit of a break, but she'll be back next time. So in the meantime, I want to show you all this amazing appetizer, these corned beef and cabbage rolls. Here we go. I'm going to first let you know the corned beef that I'm using today actually comes straight from the deli. That's right, I took a little bit of help today. They sliced it really thin for me, and then they actually sliced it another way, so it's in little kind of shredded pieces. But if they just slice it one way, you can just pull it apart. That works just fine. To make corned beef is a little bit labor intensive. It has to brine. It's not hard, it just takes some time. And we're going to be using these for appetizers, and I don't know, I like to spend a lot more of my time and energy into the main course versus the appetizers. I want those to be quick and coming out. So I did take a little bit of help with that. Now we're just going to set that aside for now, and we're going to get started on the cabbage. I am using just a half of one of this cabbage, and sometimes you can even find them at the store when they're already halved, which is great because then you don't have any waste, but I'll use this up somewhere else. And then we're going to use half of an onion and 3 celery sticks. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on chopping all these up. To get started on cooking our cabbage, we're going to go ahead and add about 3 tablespoons of butter into a preheated skillet at about medium-high heat or so. And you want it pretty hot because you want this to kind of cook up real nice. You don't want it to burn though, so don't have it blasting on hot. We're going to add in our cabbage, our thinly sliced onions, and of course our thinly sliced celery sticks. And I just used 2 of them, so just keep that in mind. We don't want to overwhelm because we want the cabbage to have a majority of it all. And we're just going to cook this for just a bit. So once the cabbage and the onions and the celery all kind of cook down and the cabbage and onions wilt and become a little more translucent, we're just going to add in a little bit of salt and some pepper just for taste. The inspiration for this dish actually comes from one of our favorite places in the area, which is called the Thirsty Whale. It's really just kind of a neighborhood bar and grill, and they serve these Rueben rolls for an appetizer, and we get them every single time because they are so delicious. And I wanted to bring that right back home and incorporate a little bit of Irish theme since St. Patty's Day is right around the corner. So if you don't use the cabbage, you could always use the sauerkraut too. It's just as delicious. I hope you all enjoy. All you have to do now is start assembling your corned beef and cabbage rolls. And now what I have is some egg roll wraps, and you can find this right in the produce section. Super simple to find, right by where the wonton wraps are and stuff like that. These make everything so much fun and so simple. So what I have here, I just have one of these right now. Actually, forgive me, I have 2. I only need one right now though, so. Alright, we're going to lay it right down in the center. Of course, the corned beef is the star. Now, as you can see, it is pretty shredded, and that's how I wanted it. Now, if they give you bigger pieces, like I have a couple bigger ones, just pull it apart. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. So go ahead and put this in here, and you're just going to kind of fill it on a dye egg. Now, don't worry, I'll give you a close-up in just a second. Just bear with me. We're going to take a little bit of our crunchy cabbage and our onions and our celery that is seasoned with a little bit of butter and salt and pepper. and then sprinkle some of our Monterey Jack cheese over top. Now traditionally with a Rueben roll or a Rueben sandwich you would see Swiss cheese, but I just wanted the corned beef really to stand out, so I got some mild Monterey Jack cheese. That's it. This is it. So now all we have to do, don't worry, I'm going to show you a close-up. We're going to bring one piece over. We're going to fold each side in, okay? So now it kind of looks like a little package. And last part of this is we're going to take one egg, just put it into a bowl. I can never crack it. This is where Maria loves the cracking part and the mixing part. These are always her favorites. And now all we have to do is take a little bit of that egg mixture and go ahead and just brush kind of this last corner of egg on there, on the egg roll wrap. Make sure it's nice and sealed, and just plop it over, and it looks like a little present, a little wrap. Now I'm going to make the next one a little bit tighter because this looks like a square rather than a roll. But before I do, I want to show you, I'm actually going to take a baking sheet that I have like a cookie cooling rack on it, and that's what I'm going to place all of our rolls on, or our box rolls. And that way they get nice and crispy on all the sides. So I'm going to finish rocking out all of these so we use all of our ingredients, and I'll let you know what we need to do next. We need to finish these corned beef and cabbage rolls off by just spreading a little bit of the rest of the egg, I mean, why let it go to waste, over the top of the egg rolls, just to kind of help it brown a bit. Now, of course, you could seal it with some water or whatnot if you wanted to, and just go ahead and spray a little bit of oil over top of these, or wipe a little bit of olive oil over top to help it brown. So I just didn't want to waste the egg just for that one little thing, so I'm doing that. I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick these in a preheated 400-degree oven for about 10 to 12 minutes, just until they're nice and golden brown. Everything in it is cooked. We're just waiting for them to get brown and for the cheese to melt, and of course, as Maria would always say, then we have to try it. The corned beef and cabbage rolls are finished. They look amazing. You can see the layers of the corned beef, the cabbage, and then the cheese. Of course we baked them, but you could get them a little bit crispier by frying them. But I always like to cut out some calories when I can, so I chose to bake them today. Normally Maria and I would be here, and we would choose to bake them, but now tasting time. This is going to be the next hit at your party when you serve these up for appetizers. So delish. You can really taste that corned beef and the brine that they brined it with, probably some salt and cloves and peppercorns, and tastes delicious. A little bit of a crunch from the cabbage, and then the creaminess of the cheese just kind of brings it all together. I love it. You're gonna love it as well. Of course, I'm serving it with a little bit of Thousand Island dressing to kind of keep it on the Rueben side a little bit. I did choose to opt for store-bought Thousand Island dressing. I didn't make it myself this time, just because I want to keep it nice and simple for entertaining. But you can make it yourself if you have a great recipe for that. In the meantime, Maria and I always want you to head to our website, amateurkitchen.tv, to find all of our recipes and videos, including this one. We also want you to head to our Facebook page, Twitter page, YouTube page, Pinterest page, and all of our other social media pages. And we want you to click that little like button or follow button so you can see what we're doing here in our kitchen every single day. I'm going to finish this. I hope you try it too. Happy St. Patty's Day, or celebrating Irish, or if you're having a party, have a great time. I want to see you right back here next time on Amateur Kitchen. Take care.